Hi, Midlife Goddess here. It's morning. I'm in my robe, so there you go. Aren't you in your robe in the morning? If you don't have a robe, get a robe. Or get many robes, because different robes for different moods, different days. I have to say that when you're up this early and you're going somewhere, it's harder to make a video, but I'm still doing it because I really think that I don't want to watch anyone who doesn't make a video one a day at least. So I'm going to do that same thing. It's my commitment. Anyway, today I want to talk about timing. And a lot of people use the excuse of timing. They say they met someone, but the timing wasn't right. Okay. Have you heard that? I met someone, blah, 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 but he's going through a divorce. Timing's not right. Or she's moving away for a job. Timing's not right. Or a million things. Mother is sick, so the timing isn't right for her. Or it just goes on and on. On and on and on and on. There's always some reason, right, where people say that the timing isn't right in a relationship, and that's why they're not getting into this relationship. The person is right, but the timing isn't right. Now, when you say the timing isn't right, what are you really saying? You're saying you don't trust in the universe. You don't trust that the universe is going to provide you with the right person at the right time. Because the right time means that they're available, you're available. Timing is right. So I just want to say something. The timing is always right. The person may not be right. And why would we meet somebody who they seem like everything about them is what we want, right? But it's just, the timing isn't right. It's not the timing. It's that, number one, we don't have enough information to know whether this is really the right person. We just think that based on the limited amount of information that we do have. Number two, this person is in your life to leave you feeling inspired, to feel like you have a crush, to feel like you could still have a crush on someone, right? Because sometimes you get to this point where you're like, or at least I get to this point where you're like, I don't like anyone, like none of them, no thank you. And I'm sure everyone gets to that feeling, especially if they're dating or just meeting people out. They just are kind of like, no, still no. And then when you meet that person who you're like, wow, that's really a yes, and you have a crush for a little while, you have a crush. When you have a crush, it gives you a renewed sense of what can be. That I did not mean to sound like word salad there, but it gives you a feeling of how you will feel when you meet someone who is right for you. And it can be really a strong experience of that. You can meet someone, you can meet someone on a plane and you could just hit it off. They like you, you like them, and you just talk the entire time, blah, blah, blah. But they live in another state or pretty far away. And you keep in touch for a minute and then it just fizzles out. And you could say, timing wasn't right, or no. And no, you were never meant to be with that person. That person was meant to keep you inspired. That person was meant to keep you in the game, because it's easy to just sort of give up on the game if you don't meet anyone ever that you ever really like, right? So you're going to have to meet someone along the way. And whatever you do not get hung up. Do not get hung up on this one person who lives far away, or is this or that or the other, something that makes them unavailable. Because you're just wasting your time. You're obsessing and you're wasting your time. And I'm speaking as somebody who used to do this. I'd be like, oh, well, I already met someone who's so much more perfect than anyone I'm going to meet. And I'm just going to, wait around until they come back around, because they will. And then, you know what? Could I have met someone during that time that was probably great while I was waiting? For sure. But I wasn't even talking to anyone or looking, because I was like, nobody will be as great as them. But anyway, what has happened every single time in these scenarios is that when I got to know them better, when I really got to know them better, when they did come back around, I did a video about they always come back around, because usually they do. When they're then ready to be in a relationship with you, like, oh, okay, now I'm moving. Now I'm moving to your city. I'll move there, blah, blah, blah. By that time, you're not even interested. So it wasn't the timing. It was really the person, but you just didn't know it. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'm sure I'll be wrong a lot more times. But don't get hung up on one person, and don't get hung up on this idea that it's the timing that's screwing you over. That the timing is just this evil thing of timing. Timing is the universe, and it's perfect. Timing is always right. Timing is always right. This is just a sort of light along your path that you're meeting that's telling you, oh, I do like this sort of person, and some traits that you're looking for, and that this does exist. You're looking for that, but available, but in your city, but, you know, but without kids, but, you know, I said without kids. I think people with kids it's probably easier for them to date each other than for a person with kids to date someone like me who doesn't have kids, because myself and most of the other women I know who are in my age group and who do not have kids, we don't want to go to the soccer game. We don't want to go watch your kid play whatever instrument. Not really. We might think we could do it, but we can't. We can't really do it. And people with kids, they are devoted to their kids, and they're doing all this stuff for their kids, and that's awesome, and that's really how it should be. And they understand each other a lot more than child-free people and people with kids. Child-free people are used to putting all of their energy into themselves. It's kind of a selfish existence in a way, right? And people with kids, if they're doing a good job parenting, they're putting a lot of energy into these kids. And they're also kind of used to sort of having this sort of schedule that revolves around kids. So it's a very hectic schedule. And so if you're used to being footloose and fancy free, like I'm going to get up today and I'm going to, you know, have some goals that I'm going to accomplish. But the time with which I, you know, do these goals is sort of wherever I want it to be, right? That is not conducive to a relationship with somebody who has kids, because if you have kids, you wake them up at this time, you drive them to school at this time, and you this and that and the other and blah, blah, blah. You know, unless you like have nannies doing it all for you, and then maybe that changes things. People with adult kids, I think it's easier to date like empty nesters, because they don't have to do this stuff anymore. Although they still may be in those patterns of doing those things. And also, if you want to travel a lot and that kind of thing, somebody with kids, they can't do it. They can't just pick up and go. They don't have the same flexibility. This has just turned into a video on dating people with kids, hasn't it? Yeah. What can I say? Bonus. But timing, it's always right. And that includes if you meet somebody and you have kids and they have kids, and that's a good thing for both of you, that works. You're both into that sort of routine. And if you meet someone like me who you think someone's perfect, but then they have kids and they're doing all this stuff with their kids, just be honest and say, probably not going to work. Don't fool yourself and say, you know, maybe in 2 years when their kids are out of the house, maybe this could work. You know, by then you'll have met someone else, let's be honest. You know, so don't focus on that timing thing. Do not waste time with the timing lie, because the timing lie is it's just not true. The universe always knows what it's doing. And crushes are a good thing. They keep you motivated. Enjoy your crush, but move on. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day and live a great story. Bye.